Keon's offensive core. Let's hope they've got enough damage to back it up. Meredith Bookso will not be denied. Ripped out. Ian swept away. Paranoid to the sky with a double. Holy crap, Stan! Break the curse! Rampage there for Sifu. He is tied for them after 4 long seasons of setbacks and second places. The Oscar goes to Book and the Bad News Bears. They will take Glacier Final.
Trying to go on me. Terrific.
He's an army ult on me. He's an army ult on me.
Naja, ult on me. Take this 5, boys. We win it.
Yeah.
Don't let them back. Don't let them back.
I'm just starting.
All right, boys. Let's become champions. Run this shit down. Is it on me? Is it on me? She's here. She's here. Kill her. Kill her. Kill her. Titan. Still ult.
Get her.
Go straight to Titan.
That's
ult down.
Go Titan. That's game, boys.
That's game.
Marshall
You gotta take this.
University.
You gotta take this.
National
Let's fucking go.
champions.
Let's fucking go. Shred it. Get us out of this game. Now let's go big. G fucking shit, boys.
There we go, boys.
Let's fucking go.
That's Thanos. He's half. Come back.
Nice.
10 seconds.
Yeah, this way.
I'm up in 9.
Nice.
Good damage.
Be careful, this way. Run.
Nice!
Dude, get the fuck out of here, dude. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this the Warriors of Albion Greenroom podcast. I am once again Spirited Book, joined here by more than just Hydra this week. Of course, I have Hydra over there, but also a special guest star for this week. We got the lovely ECBinsen. How's it going, Binsen?
Hello, pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
I was gonna say it was a very last minute invitation where it was just me saying like, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm pretty good." And then I just said, "Okay, you want to come on the show today?"
Yeah, like sure. He was just like out of the open, but hey.
Hey, I always love getting more supports on the show. You know, the ADC brain takes over sometimes, so we need to get more support opinions here. You know.
I mean, it's understandable. Like the ADCs really know how to bring the heat over there, but sometimes you just need a little bit of support to get that heat.
Exactly. Listen, we're gonna get along great here today. I think it's gonna be fantastic.
There's no way I'm getting absolutely destroyed by the guy who gets carried every game by the Dr. Slime. Surely not, man.
Ooh.
Nah, man. All I'm gonna say is Dr. Slime is the goat. Whoever says otherwise is just a non-believer.
That is true.
Whoever says otherwise is also probably in the Ascension, and you guys are not. So
True.
how's it go?
That is true.
Skip Ascension. Yeah.
I mean, we earned the Ascension skip. We just gotta beat everyone in our division, including yours truly, Spirit Book.
Yeah, it happens.
Off week. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry. You guys managed to take a game from us, so it's fine.
I was gonna say, are we the only team that took a game, or was there someone else as well?
No, there was somebody else. Hard Showers.
Okay, yeah. I was kind of thinking about that, like, who are the teams that took a game off of KWM? Us and Hard Showers. That makes sense. I mean, I think
KWM's cooking this season. I mean, they're doing pretty good. So
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
go ahead.
I will admit, like, it's not only like in our division from the Sparta, but basically from all other divisions. I'm like, wow, I guess this organization is just cooking everyone else.
yeah, the Athens KWM team that's the Snatty team. If you guys didn't know, they're absolutely frying Athens right now. Obviously, the Sparta team's doing very, very good. The Delta team's also doing really good. They're not undefeated, but they are like really, really good. I think maybe they are undefeated. They just 2-0 their last set against Kitsune, I think. But and Creed's also doing pretty solid. Creed's not like they'll probably make it out of Ascension. I don't think they're really worried about it. But like I think as an org they're doing pretty good. Where's Albion doing pretty good also as an org? I think it's probably the best season as a whole org that WOA's had.
I think
in like a
so.
long time.
Yeah. I mean, we can get into the recap, I think, but like overall, we're in a much better place. I mean, we'll get into the Sparta one in a bit, but like, we'll start off, I think, by saying that Athens and Delphi have not played yet. Delphi won't play at all. They have actually FF'd. We've talked about it all season. The Delphi team just was not there this season, and the Athens team just plays on Wednesday, but their game basically means nothing. They can't move up or down in the standings.
They're just chilling.
They're just chilling in Ascension, ready in waiting, so to speak.
And then we can talk about Crete first, and then just deep dive, I think, into Sparta. I think that's probably the best angle. So Crete, Crete, listen, they had a good set against Blood Wardens in Crete. They ended up taking the win 2-0. Saw some really interesting play, like a really different style of drafts from the Crete team. They had the support go back to the Jingchen they pulled out a couple weeks ago and looked really good on it. Went 0-0-10 on it. So like, I think they found a kind of cool pocket pick there. I actually was not around to help with this draft this week. Because I was getting my hair done for like 9 hours.
I got a text saying I'm 5 hours into my haircut, and I went, what?
Yeah, yeah, dude. I still need to get like my fade redone, but yeah, no, I was so like tired, man. But I was watching all the sets that I could. And then, they just kind of cooked game 2. I think they just had the better draft overall this week against Blood Wardens and Crete. So WOA just kind of cooking. But yeah,
I agree.
Like literally, I think he's just better. I think it's just a differential.
It's just that big of a difference. I remember from the last season of the World's 5 Beyond, not the best of them, but there's a clear difference right now from this season. And hey, I'm just waiting to see who's going to be the better team. Of course, I'm not gonna make it easy.
I mean, true. So obviously, they Majin with this set win in Crete secures his second seed, and then we'll talk about our set. Binsen, I know you've played against the Heart Showers. I wanted to ask you a question. What have been your thoughts on the ego behind those guys? Just out of curiosity.
Ooh. I'm going to say the Heart Showers as a team. Even though they're individually probably not the best, I think as a team together, they're probably going to be one of a strong team because those can be fight together. They put their mind into one thing and they just do it.
That's fair.
Of course.
That's fair.
When that doesn't happen, you see what happens at the release, and that's
I mean, we kind of look. There's a lot of trash talk going to this set as well. Like they were yapping a lot in Sparta. Like Nyx was having his fun, Trio was having his fun. Those two in particular were definitely yapping. I'm gonna just say it. We put them in the dirt. Like it was 2 games that were not close. Off of our first team fight in game 1, we were up 10,000 gold because we just out farmed them. Like it's on the cast, and at some point, I think it's Valve or Delo, because they were the casters, just goes, wait a minute, they're up 10,000 gold. What happened? Like, we just pulled an insane gold lead really out of our pockets, and we put them in the dirt, man. And we did not get a single GG after from them. They have been silent in Sparta chat. They've not said a word. No. It's just Airhead, man. So all I'm gonna say is, man, the villains, they just yap when they're winning, I guess.
Hey, what can I say? When you get the wins, you like to jab. When you get to lose, sometimes you jab, sometimes you don't. But
crickets, man.
Basically, what you experience, Spearbook, is what my team experienced the last weeks, because we were like being so far ahead, and I'd be like, wait, what's happening over here? Why are we so far ahead? And then we just win. And I'd be like, okay, I guess.
Yeah,
there's like a 4-level lead that happened in the solo lane at some point, and then
I
think Valve was casting. Yeah, he was casting at Valve was casting in game 2, and he was like, why is Rekka 4 levels up? Like, what happened here? And then like it's just like fun to just kind of go back and watch that kind of stuff. I think you guys really like stuck to your guys' like typical game plan this week. You guys didn't like really deviate from the formula that had been working for you. I don't know how you were even allowed to get your game 1 draft, if I'm being so honest.
Yeah. I think we draft if them both games. Like that was.
I think game 2 could have been a little better because you guys took your mage when they already had Nuwa, and I was like, you could have gotten something else stronger.
So
It's whatever.
I'll talk about that real quick.
Okay.
Because I do think there is something to be said about, and I know they pointed it out on the cast, and they said, and I know Valve said like, oh, they picked MLF here because they didn't know what else to pick. And then I'm like, that's not true.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's not true.
Right, exactly,
we picked MLF here because we wanted to hold. So basically, when you're Chaos side and you're like second pick, you get the pick before going to the next round of bans. So we decided to third pick the Khepri so we could ban certain counter picks into the Khepri.
Yeah, you banned Achilles, I remember that, and enforced him on Thanatos on the bottom too, which is really good.
I feel like when you pick the Capri, you're basically asking the other team like, do you want to go executes? And most of the times, if you're not like one of those hardcore mains, it's basically a bait because it can go either really good or really bad. And the problem is if your Capri is just that good, it almost always goes bad.
Yeah.
I will say I genuinely love I love the adaptation that's kind of happened to you guys' draft style because like Capri got introduced like maybe like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago.
I think 3.
Probably 3.
Yeah,
it's just so fun, dude. I just love watching Capri gameplay. I'm definitely not blasting any sense. Don't check the Capri leaderboards right now, guys. But like,
you need to give credit to the Water Sun and support Mex American moves because we basically lost against that Capri, and we were like, okay, I guess actually Capri works.
Yeah.
And
what was your thought when we picked Khepri? Because I think going into you guys was the first time we played it in an actual game.
Probably.
Like, what was the thought process behind?
Here's the thing. We still had our comms where basically I just go on the Bacchus and I just do Bacchus things. And at the beginning, no, actually, I actually went Cabrakan on the first game. Same mentality, anyways. And we were just trying to do that same mentality of just going forward, like me engaging and just doing everything whatever I want. And it worked at the start, but then it comes into like that kind of teamfight stage where just Khepri does everything for you and you survive, your chances of survival just increases like tenfold.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, it gets really annoying. Like
as soon
when
as
you're fighting against a Khepri, you just get fully annoyed because you can't kill that guy.
As soon as you pick Cabrakan into Khepri, I'm like, we just won this game because when teams, and they do it all the time in Sparta, when teams draft single target versus Khepri, the game just becomes easier. Like when people pick Horus into Khepri, when people pick like Athena's one of Khepri's best counters, I think, because you can taunt the Khepri as well as a backliner at the same time. Or you could just taunt the Khepri and then like burst him down before he can get his ult off, for example.
It's so true.
So as soon as you lock Cabra, I'm like, we're so gold in this game, boys. And then you guys adapted games 2 and 3. I'm like, damn, what did we do, boys?
It's like curses, yeah.
We found the kryptonite.
Yeah, but I think we've also improved since that. I'm excited to see like if we can face each other again. Like I'm really excited to see how that goes because I think we've improved a lot in the last 2 weeks, especially not in terms of like in terms of our drafting, yes, but also in terms of our gameplay, our communicating. Yeah. So like I'm really excited if we play each other again, Binsen, to see how that one goes.
Well, here's the thing. If memory serves right, I think the only chance we can get on a set will probably be finals if the bracket goes as follows.
I don't think so. I think we'd actually face semifinals because you guys are first.
Yes.
And we're actually the 4th seed. So
okay, then yes, we can we would do semifinals. All right,
we would face in semifinals, yeah, which is still a best of 5, which is great. Like I'd rather do it in that kind of fashion. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Hopefully we can get there. Hopefully you guys can get there. But I guess we can.
Well, that's your objective.
Yeah, every time I get stopped in semifinals, man. Anyways.
No, we broke that curse. We're good. We're chilling.
This is an OSL curse, man. This isn't.
No.
That's a different curse. Anyways.
Yeah, different curse.
Let's just immediately get into like the Sparta game recaps, I guess. So we already there's not really a whole lot else to talk about. We are going to go over like a captain tier list I made earlier.
Heck yes.
which I think is hilarious. But we can talk about the matches first. So we had yes, the crew took on Fagard. I mean, that was just an easy one. I don't think
we should really focus that much because not to be offensive, but it's true.
It's
No. I wanna just highlight Red Buff Bandits Shibalanke build, no starter, Jotun, Trans, Fail Not. I think it's gonna be Titan's Bane 4th.
Yeah,
it is something.
He did sell a starter, yeah, I'm pretty sure, but man. Ooh, 0-10 and 0. Like they didn't get a single kill that game. Ooh.
Yeah, I think
Rough.
Fagard has been a lost cause all season.
No.
And it's the final nail in the coffin, man. They were the lost cause this season.
Well, did they make Ascension or
No, they're out.
No, they're out.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So we'll chat about that in a bit when we get to like predictions and stuff. But like, they're out. Then there's our set versus Heart Showers. Going Ghost took on Blood Wardens. Going Ghost 2-0ing, which I think this is kind of
it's much needed for them. They needed it.
And I think this is kind of how this set was gonna go. But I'm kind of surprised by Blood Wardens draft. I feel like they just kind of ran the same thing. Oh, they had a mid sub. Wobble was subbing mid. Okay, that explains a lot, actually. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Well, Wobble didn't have like a bad performance. Okay. Well, comparatively to Jolly, it was bad, but
Skull is a very integral member of that team, and so for him to not be there explains a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's less on Skull not being there and more probably on how they drafted. Because look at the pigs. Basically, Going Ghosts are going on an Osiris, which you probably need some shred against that Osiris, and they pick game 1 Acme and game 2 Janus. Where is it?
Yeah.
You're probably never gonna get that.
And like Mario Bro as well, doubling down on like the full like pen build versus like the attack speed pen build, like the ability base versus the attack speed pen shred you really need against an Osiris. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of doomed and gloomed in picks and bans for sure here for Blood Wardens.
It's basically an addition of very, very wrong things that end up on that loss, which,
Yeah. And so Going Ghost take the win, which was much needed. No implications, though. I think Blood Warden is just going to be at the bottom of the pack of their division because of that. Bards versus Banshees is definitely the upset of the week. And because of that 2-0, put the boys on the Warriors of Albion
in second seed.
That was a 1-1.
That was, we finished our set, I think, first. And then we were like in the middle of game, like between games 1 and 2, we were like, okay, should we check the Bard set? No, let's go focus on the next game. We finished game 2, immediately opened the Bud stream, and we're like, holy shit, they won game 1 and they're winning game 2. Like, this is huge. And so that was definitely a cool upset to see. But like Zexy called it this week. We scrimmed the Banshees, and Zexy said, I don't think that Banshees are going to beat Bards. I think Bards are going to own them. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
Interesting. That's what you get when you're screaming against a team. Like, normally, I believe, like most other people, that Willie Banshee was just going to sweep the Bards, and then it was going to be that quite unique tie on the bottom, where who's going to be Ascension and who isn't. But that upset, and I really enjoyed that they got that upset, and well, here we are.
I mean, we were the biggest Bards fans for all of 10 minutes, I think, at the Warriors of Albion.
Let's go. I mean, I think that's just so dope. You know, you guys kind of just coasting second seed off of them winning, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
You skip all of Ascension because they won. So, like, awesome.
Which is funny because it needed to be a 2-0, and sure enough, that's how they do it.
It was.
Like, there were so many like conditions that needed to happen. Like, we needed to 2-0 and they needed to 2-0. And so they did.
Just huge.
Yeah, we 2-0'd, we did our job, and like we tuned in, we were like, oh my god, they're 2-0ing. And this is a team we lost to, but mostly because we had a DC, I would say. Which is unfortunate. Really? Yeah, Mex DC'd halfway through game 2, and I think halfway through game 1, Rekka's PC died, like his CPU fan broke, so his computer was overheating. He was sitting on like 15 frames for both games.
That was a very unfortunate set.
Think about it like this: like you had that horrible week, and then week 7, all the stars aligned, so you're back up again.
Yeah, exactly. I think.
Yeah, it's OP.
I think Banshees took losing the set to Lahungla. I think is ultimately what like I think quote unquote costed them here for like getting out of this, because like we did not win. Like we ended the season 4-3, I think.
4-3.
4-3, and like I don't know which set. I don't think a single one of our sets went to 3 games this season.
No, they did. Didn't they? Like the KWM one.
Yes, that is the only one. And that point is kind of what clinched it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, thanks, Vincent.
Yeah.
What can I say? No problem.
Yeah. Speaking of KWM, you guys played Kitsune this last week. 2-0'd them.
Yeah, how is it to play against the newly formed Kitsune roster?
Well, first of all, I see Benson on the Kepri.
Here's the thing. After what happened on La Jungla Game 2, me on the Kepri, the boys and Maddie just be like, yeah, Kepri's actually good. You're going to be on Kepri now.
Yeah.
and I understand it.
Dude, everyone's just not coming around to the Kepri train, dude. First of all, I played it first. But second of all, that character's been OP for like 2 patches, man, and no one's been playing him. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad he's catching on now. Like, heck yes. But I mean, you guys have a really good set this, against Kitsune. Dr. Slime has a noticeable 12-1-2 performance on Hou-Yi.
Here's the thing: Dog Slime went 30 kills and died only once, and it was
in that whole
game
set.
1 and that whole set.
Yeah,
he went 18-0-4 on Jingwei.
Yeah, that Kitsune roster is cooked. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
here's the thing: like Listesia, just the captain, just did an entire team trade, and they put this new team, which I will be honest, I think that this team can get some gains on the other teams, but because it was this late, they just didn't have the time and the chance to get past it. This was their last chance, and it was just really hard for them.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw or heard about like the Twitter drama surrounding Kitsune. But on Twitter, one of the players, Heavy Warcrier, it was after last week's set, he tweeted out, he was like, oh man, like after every comp season, I hate casters more and more because their set was broadcasted.
Yes,
right?
I recall that.
And and basically he was just like, oh, like I'm not saying like we need pity or anything, but like it'd be nice if like the Kitsune dooming would stop, right? And I hopped into the comments and I was like, hey, like, just so you know, like, it's a caster's job to tell the story to people that maybe don't keep up with the league, or like they're conveying like, you know, the standings of both teams and like the situation, you know. So for you guys to be like a week 7 or, you know, week 6, week 7 roster and have a whole new roster and still be struggling, like that's part of the caster's job to tell that story, you know. So
it's just an unfortunate timing for those guys.
Yeah.
I think if this was the roster to start the year off with, maybe they would have been better, honestly. Like,
definitely agree.
Knows? Yeah, but like if like you're coming into like a season that's basically already almost done as a full new roster, you can't scrim that often because your schedules are too different. Like, no one's expecting you to win. Like, not even me. Like, no one's like, if you take games off people, awesome. Like, we're rooting for you. But like, if you get 2-0, no one's gonna be like, oh yeah, you guys are trash. Like, no one's gonna be saying that about you. We're gonna be like, oh, unlucky.
Yeah.
I even said to them, like, if you can manage to get a game from us, then great for you. If not, then we're just going to do the same thing that we did to the other teams, and that's what we did.
Yeah, I think. I'm of the agreement that Kitsune as a roster, like if this was their starting roster, yes, maybe they would have been a little better. But like even like Jinx Q in Sparta chat is saying things like, I would never team with Liz or Bugle Wizard ever again because like they're just difficult to draft. They're difficult to draft with. So like there was definitely some mental implosion, and I think that's been the story of Kitsune all season long. Is just the mental implosion all season long.
It's rough.
Yeah,
this season has been nothing but mental implosions on most teams.
That is true.
It's true. It's so true.
Speaking of some potential mental implosion, Royal Jesters versus the Big Scary Dargans.
I know you saw the
RJ.
Jesse within the chat. He was saying like, "I've never preyed on a team's downfall more than Big Scary Dargan's that set." And I was like, "Okay, like first of all, that's hilarious."
So yeah, the situation needed to be was RJ versus Big Scary Dargans. RJ needed to win the set, and crew would have the points to secure second seed, and they did it. 2-1 go the way of Royal Gestures, but Big Scary Dargans still get a win back.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's huge.
that's actually expected in a moment. Like I knew this was going to be like 3 games after that mid change, especially.
Yeah.
It was just wonders for them. Like they just became a top 3 team, and honestly, I just want to get a chance to see if we can play against them. Of course, if they make it past Ascension.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they are looking good. I mean, Skizzy drops a nuke and goes 10-2-11 on the Tiamat with a Curse Weaver build, which I think cooks.
Yeah, I see it.
RJ look a little lost to me in their drafting, I think. I've noticed this for the last couple of weeks that I think they're starting to lose their identity a bit and start just playing gods that they enjoy for the sake of playing gods they enjoy. I don't necessarily think they're building comps anymore. And I mean, like, I think RJ or Big Scary Dargan's draft game 3 was not it, which is weird to say because it's Terra, Nuwa, Lancelot, which one could argue is just a dummy strong like mid 3-3. But then you have Osiris Ishtar, and then like you look across the way, you see the enemy comp. Aridi went to full pen build, which I'm like, surely you throw some crit into that build, and you absolutely cook this front line and backline that's like trying to run at you. Like, I don't know, man. I think Big Scary Dargans still have some work to do, but I also think RJ is a very exploitable team going into playoffs.
I'm not gonna lie. I think if I'm looking at game 3 Dargan's Jesters, I'm looking at both these comps. You have Nuwa, Terra, Lancelot, Osiris, Ishtar. I feel like that should have just won.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, you left the Nuwa counter up, which was Robin, and then he didn't even kill her that much. He only died once. Like, how do you go 11, 2, and 6? How did you get 20k gold down? Like, what happened? You know, like,
yeah.
I would love to kind of go back and watch this back and see kind of what the issue was in this game 3, because I think if both teams scale into the late game, I'm pretty sure evenly. I'm pretty sure Dargan's draft just wins, but
you'd think,
I don't
right?
know,
I think Nuwa's a little bait. I know like players like Hunter will make it look so good, but I'm starting to lean that Nuwa might be a little bait, especially around like because you just like can't play around objectives the way you would like because of the way her ult works, where it's like it's just a team fight based ultimate. Like I don't know.
I think that character is literally just insanely busted. Like if you go Archmages and then you ult before you want to pull an objective, they're not like the enemy team is now stepping up with 40% of their HP gone.
But like
I agree. I agree.
That's so important. Like,
but look at the comp that Royal Jesters have grabbed. Raw Yemo. Like they do that and they just heal it, right? Like that's the thing is like when you draft these like styles of like just out of combat healing, you can really deal with a character like Nuwa.
Well, yeah, you can deal with it a lot easier for sure, but I think if you just gotta be better. like I don't know, bro. Like you just gotta know how to play around that, right?
Vincent,
like,
that's the easiest vote.
Vincent, when we beat you with Nuwa, did you ever consider just being better, man?
I mean, it's always on the contest, like just be better at the game.
Yeah, I mean, just be better. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Nuwa's just one of those characters right now. That's like you can put like literally like someone that has not played Smite games since 9.5 like happened, like, and I'm talking like season 9, 9.5. Like I feel like you just put someone on Nuwa, just make sure they don't die 20 times before like the 12-minute mark, and you press 4 with Archmage's Gem, and then you're winning the game for your team. Like I feel like that character's just that ridiculous.
I feel like the moment you get Archmages, it's just like, hello, now I come instead of a single shot to a literal nuke to your team. So take up your damage.
It's like, oh, like if you don't have like an iframe, like press Aegis now or like regret it. Like I don't know. Like that character's so
although I'm going to admit to what I think Spiritbook said about having that Raj emoji heal is just great because no one's going to do that. But if you have heals to back it up, then congratulations, you just nullified what the
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's-
like if you're grouped up first, you can group up, Yemo shield your whole team, like, and then like it's gonna eat like half of it, which is huge, and you just heal the rest up with raw healing. Like it's definitely not as impactful in that sense, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can move on. Fagard, or sorry, Fallen Angels, excuse me, versus Food Fighters. Another
It's
set,
low.
another set going the way I think as we all expected. Fallen Angels, a team generally on the rise. Gatto dropping a nuke and playing really well.
Again, it's just the Fagor conundrum where Food Fighters just got unfortunate thing on the entire season.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Just a bad draft from the start and then just didn't make the trades to fix the issues.
Yep.
La Jungla
Next.
take on Skogs. And for a bit, I thought Skogs might win the set. Skogs take game number 1
Yep.
in a very
did.
back and forth
Very
fashion.
convincing.
St.
I think
Thomas,
draft wise.
yeah, draft wise they got gapped due the
I
Jungla.
was watching that set and I was absolutely livid about how Cornicle was playing the support, especially
Yeah.
until
He's not a support player. Like
He's not a
an ADC,
support
right?
player.
I understand he's not a support player, but
Oh no,
at
but
the
I'm saying
very
like, that's
least,
why he's bad in support. Like he's just like I'm not saying he's not bad. Like he is bad as a support. What's the situation of why he had to move to support? Like what happened there?
I really don't know about it.
so-
I think it was just okay. Top spirit, but sorry.
Yeah. No. I think it was just Cornicle explained it in Sparta earlier in that Tova doesn't talk a lot. And so when he plays support, he's not calming as much versus Cornicle, who's going to calm more. Again, I go back to why did you trade Bugle Wizard away? Like I don't.
Yeah.
It is still it is easily the most bizarre trade of the season for me. Like I don't.
Yeah, because if you-
I
like,
don't
if you wanna-
understand.
Yeah, like
Only
'cause
Terry knows.
you could have Cornicle, Bugle Wizard duo lane, and obviously Bugle would be your support at that sense, and then Cornicle's just
ADC.
still playing the role that I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still ADC. He's still I don't know, bro.
Especially because I think
I'm not
Cornicle.
sure.
By the way, I thought they. I knew. Oh, I don't knew. But I kind of had the feeling they were gonna lose game 2 after losing
Right.
game 1, and then Evan from a different organization comes into their call and tells them, "All right, listen up. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna draft this. Stop playing like this. Blah blah blah." Like commanding the troops, and I'm like, first of all, this like, there's no way, dude. Like this. I don't know if it should have been allowed or not, but like it's so weird to me that another like advisor / owner from another org can come in to coach this team mid set and tell them how to play. Like I don't know, that's so weird to me that happened.
I don't know. I mean,
well, here's the thing: if it's allowed,
Yeah.
then I guess it is allowed. And
Yeah.
it is allowed.
in all honesty, it worked really well for that team because they managed to win game 2, although it
Yeah.
was
Yep.
really painful at the start. But I don't know what happened. They just got one engage, and then it was like a domino effect. Good engage after good engage. They still have some kind of things, but it was like that effect that just vitalized that team, and they just became finally that team that
Right.
Yeah.
needed to win.
Yep. They
Well, I
they
do
needed it
wanna-
too, because if they lost game 2, they would have
Yeah.
been out of Ascension. Go ahead, Hydra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
I will say for game 3, there was like a roster swap. Like
They were
role
having
swaps.
fun.
They were having fun because
they
it
were
wouldn't have mattered
done
anyway.
Yeah, they were done.
Oh, really?
Like Skogs
Yeah.
were not like going through. Like Skogs needed to 2-0 La Jungla to make Ascension. La Jungla only
Got
needed
it.
one win. So as soon as La Jungla took game 2, they were like, all right, we're just gonna have fun game 3.
And that's what happened.
I like that.
Yep.
Awesome.
Which I think is
Well,
fine.
that's the last set.
Yeah,
that's the last
that
set of
was
the regular
it.
season that discuss. Then it's just now we talk about Ascension.
Okay, do we want to do Ascension first, or do we want to talk about the captain's tier list because the season is over?
Let's talk about the captain's team.
All right, let me pull this
Both
up.
are, both are fine. Let's go to the
Please.
captain's tier list.
All right. Let's move on over to this screen. Boom. All right. Can we read it all? We can't actually. 1 second. Okay. I feel like this is pretty. Oh, I zoomed in on accident somehow. I feel like this is pretty accurate. To my thoughts and just in general, like what's kind of going on this season. In my opinion, in my honest to God opinion, Starry should have been at the very bottom. But
Okay.
he's so fortunate that these two chuckle fucks are here with their rosters that really did not do anything all season.
More like the bottom three, honestly.
Yeah. Like just too many goofballs. Well, I put Starry and Liz equal to each other, so they're both technically at the bottom for me. But like, yeah, like Poncho and Yoshikira just doing nothing with their rosters all season.
Yeah, I think this is starting from the bottom. I think it's gonna be fun for us just to go bottom up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I was gonna say I think the one I really want to talk about the most here is probably Liz. I think the Liz like I understand like when your roster's not working, a change needs to be made. But like just because someone says that your chicken noodle soup is not good does not mean you start making a quiche. You know what I mean? like
Damn.
At some point, you have to be like, dude, like something on this roster was working, like at least one piece, right? Like, and if it wasn't, why did you draft them? Like, I don't know.
I think from as soon as I saw Tort getting first drafted to Liz's team, I'm like, her draft is so chalked. Like, it was so chalked, and then literally within hours of the draft, Liz was posting Tort is on the block, and I'm like, it's actually her season is so over.
I don't know how that drafting captain works, so I'm just going to assume that Liz really put a draft board and it got decimated.
I will say to give Liz a little bit of credit. She had a draft spot, like a position in the draft that she didn't really want. Like she didn't want to be middle of the pack because she didn't want like any of like I don't know who she didn't want. She wanted some of the people that were drafted obviously before they got to.
Yeah,
like,
apparently everyone she wanted was taken before she could get it. Is my understanding.
I'm like all 5 players.
Yes,
like
apparently.
all of them? Like you wanted all 5 first round picks?
Apparently all the players that she wanted were gone before she could get to them.
I don't know, bro. Me personally, I don't know, but
I
not to hop on too much. Starry's a cutie. I think that Lahungla roster just fell off, dude.
Yeah. Go ahead, Benson.
Yeah.
I mean, they managed to get Ascension, but they really need to get their things straight and do their like. They have to play Smite like they're playing against Epsilon from season 2. Like, they just have to be that good if they really want to make it past Ascension. Otherwise, it's just not looking good. Obviously.
And Starry also involved in like Starry definitely has been, in my opinion, the worst captain. In my opinion,
like leadership wise,
but also involved in like drama, like ghosting Arrow. When he was trying to. When he was trying to trade him and not really responding to him, he lied to me about wanting a player, and then that player was then involved in a 3-way trade that I was not aware of. Was incredibly scummy. Wow. And then, bro won 3 weeks. I mean, this is the biggest, in my opinion, the most criminal thing is they won 3 weeks in a row, and then they trade away one of their players. And now they're in the dirt. I think that's objectively wrong. And that's so terrible. And especially without discussing it with the rest of the team first is my understanding of how that went.
Right.
Yeah, I can't really, I mean, again, like I think you kind of covered it. I'm pretty sure if I was a player and my captain acted like that, I don't know if I'd want to play for that captain. Right. So just unlucky, just unfortunate.
Bud Nen up next. Bud has turned his season around a little bit. It's still pretty chalked, and it's still incredibly hit or miss for that team, I think. Don't
know about that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, do you think they're good, or do you think they're still chalked?
Here's the thing. Of course, there's going to be ups and lows from the Bards College, but I have a feeling that there is certain players, Doomsod, who can basically carry them. That's what I believe.
I think this is
I could be wrong.
No, I think you're good. I think Doomsod can either throw a game single-handedly or win it single-handedly. Same thing for honestly probably everyone on that roster. You know what I mean?
Realty can have a good game. Realty can have a miss game. Jace Rivy can have a good game. Jace Rivy can have a miss game.
Yep. I feel like that roster is like the most hit or miss roster, but when they hit, they really hit. You know what I mean?
I mean, clearly they 2-0'd Banshees. They played well.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like, I think they're a team that is struggling still. But, like, at least they're there. Sure. And again, that's why Bud's not below players like Starry or Liz, is they got there. But, like, oh, boy, did it take them forever to get there. And, like, it was roster changes and then role swaps that were, I think, unnecessary. Like, Bud going ADC when that never should have happened. Right. He just should have stayed solo. Put Awesome Luke in for ADC. Like, that was just so bizarre to me. But, yeah, they're on an upward trend, quote unquote. So, like, that's, again, why they're here.
Hey, he wanted to try ADC. He got the treatment.
He sure did. He sure did. Oh my gosh.
Owen Diff now.
Owen Diff. I mean, has Owen Diff even played a single game all season?
Yes.
Okay.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
I mean, against us, I know we 2-0'd them, but game 1, I played against him on the support, and game 2, I think he just role swap into solo, so he has played.
Okay,
but that's the thing. There's just
too inconsistent, I think, and then also picking up. I think again, like kind of one of my reasoning here was like. Keeping Bacon mid for too long. I think that team needed to make a change sooner. I don't understand. And again, Kratos mid and Kern jungle probably would have cooked the later the season had gone. And I don't think they would have been where they were now. Because like, keep Pathos in, that's fine. Kern and Pathos have played together. Keep those as a combo. Kratos is a good mid laner. Like, yeah, just leave that as is, and then Owen Diff cannot play, and that's fine. But like for them to keep Bacon in, Bacon didn't even show up in their last set. It was 2 icy mid. We didn't even make note of that, but that was he just didn't show up. He decided not to show up.
I remember somebody said that the Bacon pick was basically either Bacon is going to go all in or he's just going to boom the entire Scots team.
Yeah,
and. Yeah,
I think we said that.
Yeah, I think.
I think it was you guys.
I think that's the entire Sparta community sentiment, though. I'm not gonna lie, is that everyone has said like that is the what is going to happen is at some point this season, Bacon will likely cost the Skogs a win, and sure enough, he doesn't say a word, doesn't show up for week 7, and I don't know, man. That Lahungla team looked awfully vulnerable, and I think maybe a carry player like. Bacon could have helped secure them that final slot into Ascension.
They had the chance and they just lost it. Fumbled it.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're the Skogs there and like you're obviously on team with Bacon, you're like, oh my gosh, like if this dude shows up, you know, he probably plays better than the guy that's last minute subbing. I don't think that's like an unfair assumption to make.
Yeah.
And I feel like, like we have a better player playing on our squad in a game where we won the first game. And then it wasn't like a blowout the second game. Like we didn't just lose the second game.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we're in Ascension right now. Maybe our season's not over. So,
Yep. Fish. I mean, Fish being this far down, man. It's a little kind of.
I know why. I mean,
why. It's fairly understandable, man. Look, Fish is a great teammate. He's a great guy, dude. But boy, howdy.
You can't post screenshots.
The one job of every captain is to just post the screenshots in order. Motherfucker hasn't even fixed ours yet, and like there's an entire game missing from our game against you guys, and I'm just funny. Like, dude, how can you like? It's not that difficult. Like, you just post them all in order. You could do them separately. That's fine. Like I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure that's the reason why you put it that low.
That's 100% the reason.
It definitely is.
One job. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Marm.
Okay.
Marm being this low, I think is interesting. So I put him down here because I don't feel like he's captaining, quote unquote, and I don't know if he ever has been captaining. He's probably handling some of the logistical stuff of like setting up scrims, maybe, but like. Even when like talking, I feel like most of it has now gone over to Hunter, despite it not being like an official captaincy of Hunter now. I feel like that's where it's kind of gone over to, and that Hunter is now doing a lot more, I think, than Marm. Maybe that's just me not being aware of the inner workings of Wailing Banshees. That's just how it feels like looking from an outside looking in.
Yeah. Well, I will say, Wailing Banshees are one of those orgs that their leadership is actually very involved with the teams.
Yes.
There's a couple orgs that are like not very involved with the teams because they run multiple leagues and stuff at the same time. So they're pretty hands off, and they just kind of let the captains handle it. But Banshees is not like that at all. Like they'll have staff members that come in.
Yes.
I know people schedule scrims for you.
Strat I know heavily coaches the Sparta team specifically.
Oh yeah.
And has literally been telling TT12 how to play. Which I'm like that's why I rate TT12 so low on my tier list, is because like the guy is not thinking for himself. He's literally having someone else tell him how to play the game. So that's why like at some point you have to think for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, moving on, Jolliver. Yeah. I mean, he was a little, I think, butthurt about this one in the Sparta chat earlier.
Was he?
But I just can't forgive him trading away Jinxed after being undefeated, and then benching Moose after being still undefeated, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, they had lost a few games after before they bench Moose, excuse me.
Yeah, the Jinx trade still made no sense, though.
The Jinx trade definitely made zero sense to me.
Yeah, no idea.
His argument is he prioritizes Kern because he plays with him outside of OSL, but I don't know, man. There's a difference between draft league and structured leagues like AGL.
I will say, Kern is sick. Like, obviously, I think Kern's sick. I won an AGL title with that guy. So like if like on paper you see like Jolly Kern, and you're like, holy moly, this squad's gonna cook. But like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I feel like they were winning so much already. Like did you really need to make a change and like get that synergy back? Because like it's not like just you that has to play with Kern. The rest of your roster that, to my knowledge, doesn't play on the AGL roster with you and Kern, also need to get used to Kern and his style of jungling and stuff like that too. So I don't know.
I think it's more of knowing what exactly is what the team probably wants. I think that's probably the reason why Jinx was traded. Jolly just did that kind of thing. And yes, you're right about them benching Moose and getting tuned that, but it could also mean that the play style of both different supports are different, and Jolly prefers one more than the other. And 100%. Yeah, they may be losing games, but think about how they lost the games. They lost against RJ, which was probably the best team in that division. They lost against the Crew because on the second game, Colonel in DC, which is honestly unfortunate.
Yeah, that was the same week as RDC against Banshees, so there was something definitely cooking in the air that week.
Servers were bad, bro.
Yeah. And I forgot who was the third game that
probably
they lost.
Dargans, I would imagine.
Okay, but that's not basically another really good team.
Yeah,
so
but like my argument is, I think at the start of the season, teams were good and teams were not good, and teams who made trades that improved were Dargans and Crew, and teams that made trades that I think lowered their standings were Going Ghost. Like, I think the Going Ghost roster at the start of the season could better compete with the Dargans and the Crew than the current iteration of the Going Ghost roster.
Probably.
Yeah, so I just think that's a little unforgivable, and like just decision making just hasn't been there for Jolly this season. C-Spades, I mean, look, man, he's kind of salvaged their season. I thought this roster was doomed. I wasn't even sure how they were going to make every Sunday going forward. So a lot of credit to C-Spades. Obviously, drafting Eden V puts him down a little bit, but he's still pretty up there. So a lot of respect to C-Spades for salvaging his team this season.
Yeah, like that was just unfortunate for Space to have whatever happened to Eden, whatever he did, and it was just like, come on, man, you're going to get on this. And the first team that they lost was RJ, which, hey, they're the best team, and after that first loss, you're going to leave and probably jeopardize the entire thing. I think Space just went full hero mode and decided not today. Basically revive this team, and Hey,
Yep. Moving on. We have Forerunner.
This one's a good one.
This is a good one. Yeah. Forerunner, a lot of credit to Forerunner. Started on the roster at the start of the season and then decided to self-bench. So a lot of credit to Forerunner to make that decision and say, hey, Trio is kind of cooking with his team. I'm going to let him start in solo. But I think this has led to a interesting dynamic because when you look back at the Arrowhead stream when they played us, is they're very they're very much missing that leadership voice of like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do next. This is where we're gonna play on the map. This is the lane we're gonna lean on a little more. Oh, his buff is spawning in 2 minutes. Let's be on that timer. They don't have that voice anymore, I think, and so it clearly shows in their comms. They don't have that leadership position to be like, okay, calm down, guys. Like, we're down a bit of gold. It doesn't matter. We're going to keep scaling. Like, it's very unfortunate for them that they're now missing that leadership role in and out of game. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Trillville. I mean, I don't know. This is kind of where I'm like, any of these guys could really be in these sections is I think all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all 5 of us could probably be like back and forth. We all had good drafts, and we're all kind of doing our thing of like fixing our issues. And like the only reason I have Trillville here a little bit is because I feel like that team is literally been the same from the start of the season to the end of the season. I don't feel like I think they've improved a little bit, but I don't feel like they're
drastically improving.
Not even drastically improving. I think they're a team that could get knocked out of Ascension because they are not adapting with the meta and they're not looking to like improve properly, I guess.
Basically, unlike all other teams, the Blood Wardens, they're still good. That I agree.
Yeah.
But if you look at the other teams, they just got much, much better.
Agreed.
And if you're going to move one step while the other guys are just moving like a mile, you're going to get left behind eventually.
Yeah, I agree. That's a very good way to look at it. I agree. I think like everyone got significantly better, and they just like the trajectory for everyone else was like this, while Blood Wardens were kind of like this a little bit. Like they're just off par with each other. It's unfortunate, but it's again like that's why I think Flippin' Ninjas, and again, Flippin' Ninjas, he's pretty good. He's got a good draft, and he's all right. But like the team, it's I think they're missing a bit of that structure. And the Flippin' in chat earlier mentioned, we don't prepare for any picks and bans. We don't know what we're picking or banning. So clearly missing a bit of that structure puts him here.
Hey, if they can vibe all the way to playoffs, I guess that's what's working for them.
Sure.
Me personally, like I know a lot of players wouldn't really like that, but like there are some players that, like just really like that freedom, unstructured style.
I would hate it.
I would also hate it, but like there's some people out there that like it. So
yeah. And then
yeah,
for sure. I am next. Good draft. Good comms. I'm a leader. I'll take it. I'm gonna gas myself up a little bit here. I'm a good leader, I think. And then literally forced everyone to sit down, have a VOD review, and fixed all our issues right then and there. So
I think
what
this
I'm gonna
guy
say.
can go bottom of the accurate captain tier list. Not gonna lie.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man.
No, I think actually, to be real for a second, I will say.
Oh boy.
That to be fair, this isn't your first time trying to be a captain. You tried last season, and you were told no by admins.
It's true.
And then you played last season. Had a good season last season, and then you tried again this season, and then they were like, "I guess we'll let him be a captain because this is the last OSL season. This might want like whatever." And I think any reservations people had about you as a captain, I think have kind of been shoved to the side. Like I feel like most people that like maybe had these unwarranted concerns about you as a captain, I think you've kind of proven them wrong. I think the draft was fucking nuclear. I think the Sparta team draft wise looks insane.
Yep.
Your guys' comms look really good in game. You guys had, obviously had some issues out the season, but I think you guys openly talked about it, and I feel like you've made a team environment where everybody's taking accountability. Like someone's like, oh, like I had a bad play here, like my fault. Like there's never gonna be like, hey, like you're not ever pointing and be like, hey, I think you messed up this game. It's your fault that gank went bad.
Except
like, guys, like what could we have done here?
Yeah, it's like I think I was the most critical I ever been was Rekka in game 2 versus Binsen's team, like KWM, when he got picked up by Yorm.
I remember that.
He said, I have ult, I'm fine here, and he just didn't ult, and you guys picked him, and then you got Fire Giant off of it.
That's true.
When we were I was just getting starter, like I was just getting to the point where we were gonna like start actually being able to play the game, and then just off of a silly mistake, we just kind of tossed the game there.
From the way you're like saying, again, not really that much experience with being a captain because I haven't done that. I don't know if I will in the future, but it's just the way that you said it also on the first 5 captains and probably some on the bottom, but we're not going to talk about that. That you guys know what exactly are you trying to do and you do it diligently.
Yeah.
Also I remember watching your stream after you did your game against us, how your comms were. And I feel like that flow of energy, of talking, of that synergy that you guys were having, like, it was really good over there. Even though you lost, you'd be like, okay, on the good side, we took 1 game. And I'd be like, wow.
Yeah. Like I think that was the week we started to improve, and we've only gotten better since. But like, to us, it's about like any victory, like especially during regular season, it really is about any victory. We take our losses very well, and I think our main, like, they can frustrate the hell out of us, but our only immediate goal then is to improve upon them. Which
hey man, if they cannot affect your mentality, even though if you lose, if you go like 0-10, but you're still having that positivity and you can manage to win the game, then that's a W in you.
True.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's been like my goal the whole season is like, yes, we want to win, and I think that's part of the team environment we've created is like, we want to win, yes, but we also want to have fun doing it. Like, it's not going to be fun just like pointing fingers and like yelling at each other and being passive aggressive as fuck. Like, like that's just not fun to play. And I don't think I don't understand why certain players get drafted because of that mentality and that like what they do stuff like that. So I definitely have players who are like red flag players to me that I would never draft.
Oh, 100%.
In the end, it's a team game. So
for sure.
You need to have that kind of thing of like, you're not going to 1v5 those guys. Like, it never happens. And if it happens, it's because the game is on a stage that it's looking horrible from the other team that you can 1v5.
Yeah.
It's just never. You need to be together as a team. And if you can't get that synergy, that willing to work together, then you're just doomed to fail.
Agreed wholeheartedly. We got to move on. Physics, DZN, a lot of credit to him, and I put Drezzy in with the equal sign. I think these two have definitely been the most improved captains. Physics, making the proper trades, making the plays, in a role swapped position. A lot of credit to him. This team is looking good, and he's been a big part of it. So a lot of credit to Physics. Drezzy, also the same situation, making the important trades, has been having a carry performance himself and saying like, guys, look at me, we'll play well if we set me up for success, and I'll make sure you guys get the wins because of it. And like, so a lot of credit to these two captains for sure, and they have my top 2. Drezzy wouldn't be here in this top 2 position now, like second seeded for his division, if because of those trades that he decided to make. So, and now Crew is like a force to be reckoned with. So a lot of credit to Crew, Drezzy, and Physics.
Yeah, these two are really did like did basically a lot of things that made it perfect, especially with Physics after getting basically Schism mid top 13. Perfect for them. And Drezzy, I'm going to say this. I feel like Drezzy getting Slake on the solo lane made them skyrocket.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's basically five thugs thugging everyone over there, and then you'll be like, you're getting stolen.
Listen, I think genuinely, I think Drezzy needs a ton of credit for this season. His draft I think was okay. Minus his first round pick, I think he drafted Proflux first round.
Yes.
And ultimately ended up trading away the person he drafted first round pick, because Proflux wasn't really performing that well. So like if you look at like a lot of these other teams here and they lose their first round pick, like even like performance wise,
Kitsune,
like
Kitsune is a perfect example of that, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They might boom, they might not perform nearly as well ever again. But Drezzy made the changes that were like effective for his team. And I think he just really he set up his team to have a good season, even though he started off the season in like not a great situation. So
Agreed.
A lot of credit there. A lot of credit there.
Agreed. We got to move on. We're running out of time. So let's talk Ascension. So 8 teams are going to go in. Only 4 teams are going to come out. If my predictions are correct, and I do believe there's a stream going on right now on OSL discussing the bracket going forward. I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
I remember there was a vote that they're going to do it like selectively.
Yes.
Like
They're making the bracket right now, actually.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
So they're looking at it right now. I'm not sure. Like,
So they're doing Ascension and quarterfinals bracket making.
yeah.
Kind of weird.
So they're double checking everything right now. I'm not. Yeah. So, but this, if my math is correct,
Cool.
this is how it should look. One would imagine.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's based off points or seeding or how. Like, this is how I would imagine it to similarly look, or how it should look. I think, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm gonna go from left to right. Who out of these 8 teams? Give me 4. And do you want to know real quick? One of these teams might be losing one of their star players, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
We can't say who or what team, but there is a team. There is drama in the folds. Some shenanigans happening. Yeah. So with that in mind, talk to me a bit about these 8 teams. Excuse me. Hydra, we'll start with you. Which 4 teams do you think is going to make it out of Ascension?
Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start strong. I'm gonna say Going Ghost is my first one I'm gonna choose.
Okay.
I think this roster, they are too good to have lost the amount of games that they needed to lose to get into Ascension anyway. You know what I mean? Like genuinely, like this team, I think if they can just figure it out, figure out what they need to be doing, I think they'll make it out of Ascension with relatively no issue. Next, I think Wailing Banshees probably make it out of Ascension as well. I feel like Marm's having a good performance lately. TT12's doing really good on ADC, which is nice to see. Roman can be kind of hit or miss sometimes, but still I think it synergizes well with TT12's playstyle. So I do like what I'm seeing with that roster. So I'm going to say Going Ghost and Wailing Banshees. Next, this is where it gets harder for me. I'm going to say Fallen Angels. I'm a Gato Griff believer. I think if his season ends before playoffs, I'll be sad. And then I'm gonna say Bard's College. Again, Bard's College have a roster of players that are like very hit or miss. All it depends on is, are they gonna be hitting when they play? For Ascension, like, are they going to be locked in? Are we going to see Doomsauce carry? Are we going to see Realty carry? Like, are we going to see Jade Swervy int it down? Is he going to frag? Like, a lot of question marks to that team. But if that team is playing like the way they should be playing all the time, I don't think they struggle really getting out of Ascension. So those are my 4 teams. So Bard's College, Going Ghost, Fallen Angels, and Banshees.
1 second. I'm just Godsend. You got the 2nd seed in your group, but you post the match report, you put 3rd. Yes. So at the time, it was okay. I see what the confusion is. Keep going.
Yep. Got you. I see what I see the correction that's happening. How about you, Benson? What are your thoughts so far?
Well, here's the thing. So after seeing probably from the entire other divisions, it's just going to be like what divisions are actually stronger than the others. Because of course, normally we can see from I think it was the Troy division. We're from the Achaeans division, right, Spirit Book?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I call it the division.
Achaeon.
Yeah.
Achaean.
Yeah, the division.
It's hard to pronounce. Anyways, I feel like there's going to be like a big disparity over there. So looking at the games, we're going to be figuring out. But if I had to choose 4, I'm going to go first. Going Ghost. I feel like he's still going to be that team that it's going to get in there. The second one, I'm going to say the Bard's College as well, just like you said, Hydra. I feel it's spicy, but I seriously believe that after the win against the Wailing Banshees and how the Hard Showers showed against the World Asylum, I feel like the Bard's College is going to have a stronger chance. As for the third and the fourth, I'm gonna go with the third one is going to be Blood Wardens.
No way.
Okay.
I know that I said about the step and mile, but I still believe that Blood Wardens can have it enough to get into playoffs.
Interesting. Okay.
And what happens after those playoffs, we will figure it out eventually.
True.
And the fourth one, I think it's going to be a little bit harsh for me, but I'm gonna go with BSD, Big Scary Dragons.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, they're a good roster, really solid roster. So
Yeah.
I could definitely see it.
Because I have ADHD, Hydra, can you just quickly recap your 4? And then, Benson, I forgot your first 2 already.
Yep.
Okay.
So I went Going Ghost, Bard's College, Fallen Angels, and Wailing Banshees.
Okay, gotcha. Benson, your first 2?
My first 2 were Going Guns and Bard's College.
Gotcha. Okay, I remember now. Okay, perfect. Okay. I love how no Lahungla yet. Not a lot of a few Banshees. No,
I'm a Lahungla hater.
No Fallen Angels. I'm also a Lahungla hater.
Oh no, I'm Fallen Angels.
You have Fallen Angels. That's right. Okay, okay. I'm gonna. I have a few. All right, I'm gonna give it to Big Scary Dargans. Will make it. I think they're still pretty good. I mean, they barely missed out on 2nd seed in their division. They're pretty good. I think they can do it. It's going to really depend on how they do well in the best of ones, though. And I think that's really important. And I think they're a team that can, kind of abuse that best of one system a little bit compared to other teams. Going Ghost, I think, might struggle a little bit in the best of one system, but I also think they'll make it through. They're pretty good. It's really going to depend, though, on if they decide to make appropriate changes in their meta come time to play in these best of ones, though, because there is a world that their meta can be abused if played properly. As for these 2, oh man, I feel like there's going to be an upset somewhere, and if it's an upset somewhere, it's probably going to be Banshees. Maybe they got figured out a little bit. They lost to Bards. They lost to Lahungla, 2 teams that are in this. But Banshees might not ever, will probably be better than the current version of Lahungla. I think Lahungla, the only world they maybe make it through is if there are substantial upgrades to the way they draft. If Evan is in their voice comms for draft and is coaching them in scrims this week. And I'll give it to Heart Showers. I think Heart Showers is going to make it through. I think they're pretty good. I think they'll try and fix their mistakes that we exploited this week, and they'll try to be more active on the map.
Okay.
And then, honestly, give me Fallen Angels, man. Give me Fallen Angels. I think Fallen Angels can probably be better than Blood Wardens.
I agree.
I think Gatto can cook tactical if they let him. I think Zara is going to be consistent against. Because my only other thought is like it's going to be either Blood Warden or Fallen Angels here. Like those are the 2 I'm would love to see go to head in that final round of 1-1s. They're the teams I would want to see go head to try and get that final spot. But we'll see. Again, it's very dependent on after the first round, who faces each other in the next 2 rounds. It really is dependent on randomization and who you face. So. Yeah, it is a bit like we could be very correct or very incorrect. So my choices are Dargans, Ghosts, Fallen Angels, and Heart Showers. I think Bards are not going to do well in the best of one format. I'm going to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's probably where they can shine. I think this team.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
again, they lost. They lost a set 1-2, and they won the first game so convincingly, and they just didn't adapt. So they don't need to use their brains to adapt, and they just draft like one good comp and run it.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. I think there is a world that they can win round 1, but then lose the next 2.
Also, I also agree. I also agree. So, but again, like if they really show up, like let's say they get rid of a strong team first, like if they're paired against Going Ghost first, right, and they win it,
and they beat them, yeah, I think they can do it.
Yeah. Then like they play a weaker team than Going Ghost, which I like. There's a lot of weaker teams than Going Ghost in my opinion.
Agreed.
You got a really good warm up out of the way. You're coming in hot into your next match. Like there's a real world they can end up 2-0ing somebody.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like out of contention for getting out of it at all. So
interesting. Okay, it's a good take.
Like I'm just going to be honest. Of all the 8 teams, so far from what I see, 7 can make it, and unfortunately. Unless you know which team I'm talking about.
Are you gonna say La Jungla, dude?
I want to not say La Jungla, but it's just how it looks like right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Of course, there is a
I agree.
we have, and it can definitely change. And if it changes, then great for them.
Yeah, I think we need to see Cornicle back in ADC for Ascension.
Yes,
I
agree.
I don't know who that means you're putting in support.
I don't think that solves. I don't think that solves your issue though. I think Cornicle's gonna stay ADC, or sorry, stay support, and then Tova's gonna stay ADC, and then they're just gonna try and make it work. I agree. I think it's terrible. Cornicle's gonna probably be, but like Cornicle is like a gamer. Like he will grind rank this week in support. Like he will grind it out to try and get better at the role this week to try and be ready for Ascension. Like he wants to win.
The only downside is that like if you're playing so like if you wanted to like grind ranked and like practice the role, support is not the role to do that for.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Unless you're duo queuing with your ADC, I think that's fine. But like ranked support is just like people just will run away from your Capriols or like say where's my shell, and you're like a server.
You have no idea the amount of stuff that I have to go through rank every time I go to rank. And I still do it. And I still do it.
Same. I still feel like you're supporting rank. So
the only world I can see La Jungla making it through is in the final round, and like maybe they get lucky in like a matchup they queue into, if that makes sense.
Genuinely, I think they need to lose their first round.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then whatever team they match in the second round needs to be mental boomed.
Agreed.
And then they need to beat them.
Agreed. Okay. I'm following with you. I'm tracking.
Somewhere in there, they need to play Heart Showers and beat them. Like
that would be the matchup to watch. Would be them versus Heart Showers or versus Banshees, a team they've already beaten.
Agreed. I think if they play Banshees and they can do what they did to win the single game they need to win, like. Yeah, I think that's good.
Because
I think that's really good.
I think Banshees is going to do really poorly in the best of one format.
You think so? I could see it. I definitely could see that. Yeah. I agree. I could see that.
I could see a world where La Jungla loses the first round. Let's say to Big Scary Dragons, and they get back to back Heart Showers, Willing Banshees.
Yeah, then maybe the reverse.
Maybe
come out.
That would be.
And we're still talking about right now, so it can still change. Let's see how the weekend goes.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if they are building the first round of Ascension right now, so we'll come back to this in just a bit. Maybe we'll wrap up the show with that. We are getting pretty late. Are we kind of good to go to Q&A, or is there anything else we wanted to mention, Hydra, before we go to Q&A?
Oh, I think we're good to Q&A.
All right. We can wrap up the show with a quick Q&A. Chat, this is the Q&A session. If you want to ask me, Hydra, or Binsen any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We have a 10-minute Q&A session here before we wrap up the show. So this is the time.
Ask the supports questions, please.
Yeah, ask the support questions. Ask our thoughts on Ascension going forward, on the rest of the season, the meta. Whatever you guys want to ask, this is your time to do it. So feel free to ask us any questions, except who is potentially in trouble in Ascension. Because, Binsen, who's your GOAT? That's a question from Doom Sauce. He wants to know who's your GOAT.
Okay, Doom. So that's an easy one. Duck Slime.
That is the correct. That is the correct answer. That is the correct answer. What's the single
we have
best
a really
comp
interesting question.
seen drafted
Yeah.
this season?
It's not even a question. It's a statement. 100%.
Yeah, that's so true. So true. But yeah, next question is, what's the single best comp you've seen drafted this season?
The comp across the way from Hydra's, where they first picked, where Hydra's team first picked Freya, and it was whatever the enemy team drafted on the other side. That was the best. I don't even know what it is. That was the best comp I've seen drafted all season.
Hated that. No, that was the worst comp I've seen drafted all season. That shit was so ass. Oh my god. Oh, dude.
Here's the thing. Like, is it from the whole season of the Sparta or as a specific organization?
Yeah. Would it be? Ooh, okay.
Because I got one.
Yeah. Let's do it for KWM and Wards Albion, like specifically.
Oh, like our teams?
Yeah. So
Okay.
like your guys' best comps you guys have drafted. And this will take a second for us to find.
I'll answer cryptically, and then I'll actually answer. The best comp that we've drafted hasn't happened yet.
Oh yeah.
And then our best comp we recently drafted was the game one against Heart Showers.
Yeah, I was gonna also agree. Like in recent memory, except for the Heart Showers draft.
Game one for sure.
Let's see.
Binsen, what's your best draft so far?
So far, the best draft, I'm gonna have to say game one versus La Jungla, because they let us have first Cthulhu. I think they picked Yuhuan and probably an ADC, if I'm not mistaken, and then we got Nua and Terra.
Yeah.
Just let that sink in.
And then Fish gets his best character, Susano, and Dr. Slime gets away. Like, it's good.
Yeah, it was over. It was so bad.
Who's winning it all right now? Finals list, or do you have something for that past question, Hydra? Or
I don't think so. No,
okay.
I think I have to agree. I think the game one Heart Showers draft is probably just the best one that you guys have done recently. Again, like that's the Spirited Book Jingwei.
Yeah.
That's Halano and Morgan Le Fay, Zexy on Robin, Rekka on Cthulhu because they gave it to him for some reason, and then Mex got Bacchus. So like just a ton of pressure, a lot of good self PO, which is like it's a comp that's like kind of image perfect for you guys, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get Bacchus, you basically win the lane. Like,
yeah, literally, it's free line pressure.
It's just
Sandy has a good question too in chat also.
Well, hang on. I want to go to Drezzy's real quick. Who's winning it all right now at finals list tomorrow? What two teams are there and who would win? Well, the answer is we would win. The two teams that would be there would be us or KWM, and us and RJ, obviously. But we're winning it all 100%.
Yeah, easy.
Binsen's like, I don't know if I agree with that, but
well, you know, I'm not going to agree with that. Like, the one thing that I'm going to agree is on the teams. Like, I'm going to go basically on the final seed. It's going to be between you, KWM, and Waters Dublin, or KWM versus RJ.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
That's what's going. That's what I believe.
Oh, that's fair.
And the winners, of course, it's going to be me. I'm going to be
crazy. That's crazy. KWM versus Warriors Albion in the finals. You guys heard it here first.
No. KWM and Warriors Albion semifinals, I believe.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know.
Let's just make it better than finals. Shall we?
I agree.
Yeah, whoever wins that matchup, it's going to be like the Worlds matchup where it was like Styx, Ferryman, and Dragons. Like whoever won that matchup basically won Worlds. I think it's going to be the same thing. So,
but that's the thing. Like it was then and then owning Warriors. So
that's true.
Which is pretty similar instance if we win. If there's an Athens relegations, which teams are being replaced, if any? Oh,
let's see.
I need to look at the Athens team.
I have the rosters still pulled up. So.
I don't even want the rosters. I want the standings.
I think Hydra can do this.
I mean, isn't it just the bottom two teams? Is it not? Or like how? Like it depends.
No, genuinely, I don't think so.
Well, isn't that how relegations work? You get rid of the bottom two teams and then you put them in a tournament versus the the top Sparta teams. Is that
I guess?
Yeah,
I guess so.
So like they would. So the bottom two teams would go to relegations.
Yeah. So it would be who then?
Crew and La Jungla.
Okay, La Jungla would make it out of rallies, and Crew wouldn't show up. So they get it.
Wow,
damn!
They didn't show up last week, dude. They just didn't show up.
So, Hydra's kind of spitting, man.
dude, like you have to show up to, win, like just play. But yeah, no, I think genuinely I'd like people had this conversation back when it was asked on the podcast,
God.
like what Athens teams could lose to a Sparta team. And people were talking about, the crew and La Jungla pretty much. And I genuinely don't think there's a single Sparta team that can even beat La Jungla. And like as much as they get memed on, like people meme on Mando because he has like a 3K Scylla game and SCCC in the Content Creator Cup. Genuinely that team is good. And they're a lot better than all of the Sparta teams, not most, all of them. The crew though, let's say if they did play, the crew would have to, they'd lock in, like Pilot would lock in a weird jungler. Whether it's going to be like Zhonghui jungle or just something weird.
Okay.
Yeah, like he would just lock in something weird. And I do think their duo lane's a little bit weaker compared to other duo lanes. Even like some Sparta duo lanes I think are a little bit stronger than their Athens duo lane. So like, yeah. So I think if they did play, they could lose. I don't think it's a guarantee that they could lose. Like I don't think it's like they're
But it's a
just
potential.
completely washed. They are the only team in Athens that has potential to even like I think drop a game like at this point. Like
That's fair.
yeah, but the actual real answer is KWM because they'd get relegated by their Sparta team. KWM Athens washed.
Damn,
Washed.
Snatty.
I like.
You're gonna sit that and take it from a bench player, man, Snatty?
Yeah,
Come
dude,
on,
listen,
man.
True. Listen, the expert clears Snatty.
That is true. That is true.
We all know. We all know who's
if
going
only-
to Smite 2 SCC, bro.
If only the expert didn't have 4 Delphi players on his team, man.
I know. Give him
Any
a real roster.
any other questions, chat? Any other final questions? We got 2 minutes left on our timer before we wrap up the show. Any final questions, thoughts, concerns? I'm trying to.
Yeah, I mean, again, like it's been a pretty like chill week. Like again, like a lot of
That's not
games.
true.
Like, I mean, listen, it's been chill for Warriors of Albion, bro. Like
That's fair. That's fair.
So,
That's understandable. Yeah.
yeah, for like we have 2 teams and 2 divisions coasting in, just skipping Ascension.
Wait,
like,
hang on. That's not true at all. That was incredibly stressful. What do you mean?
Not at all, dude. Not
it
at all.
was so stressful. Us being like, yeah, bro, 3rd place may or may not matter. Let's try and 2-0. And then freaking us relying on another team to make it to playoffs. What do you mean, dude?
Not even stressful, dude. What are you talking about?
Bruh.
You guys had that in the bag.
Must be nice to be on the bench and just sit there, listen to it all, watch it all unfold around you, man.
No, genuinely, dude. Like, no troll, dude.
It's just so unstressful.
It's, dude. I'm kicking back, bro. I'm having a blast.
It's the bench life, Hydra.
No, literally. Listen. I get to watch and like not take any of the blame for anything that goes wrong. This is so fantastic.
True.
I love this.
It's gotta be so nice. Yeah.
Dude.
It would be so fun to just spend a season creating content around like
I know. Listen,
OSL.
some people's egos get hurt when they gotta sit on bench, bro. Not me, dude. I don't care at all. So I like it's whatever, man. But no, I think honestly, next week's gonna be really, really exciting. I want to see the Ascension bracket. Are they done making it on their Twitch?
I am trying. I have been aggressively peeking this. They're still on
Are they
our
doing
standings
that,
right
or-
now. I don't know what they're doing, but Godson was DMing me saying like, why is this the way it is? Like, are you 2nd seed? Are you 3rd seed? Like, why did you say this in your match report? And I had
Be like the 2nd seed.
I had to clarify that
they
we were the
decided yet.
2nd seed, but we weren't decided yet.
Yeah.
It was.
I
that-
think
when
what's
the set
going to
finished.
happen is that they're going to do it like selectively,
Oh.
where 3rd seat into seats from.
Oh, they're making it. They're making it.
Wait, round one.
Probably.
Okay, I'm screenshotting this right now. Unless they're just
Yeah,
updating it.
hurry.
Oh no, they're updating it. They're updating it.
They're updating
Okay,
it, they're
okay. So
updating it.
Going Ghost versus La Jungla, Heart Showers versus Big Scary Darkins, Fallen Angels versus Bards, Wailing Banshees versus Blood Wardens. They're still kind of messing around with it, but I think that's the general idea behind it. Which like between those matchups, I'm like, there's a couple bangers. Blood Wardens Banshees is a banger. Fallen Angels Bards is a banger. They're clearly still updating. Heart Showers Dargans is a banger. Going Ghost is gonna slaughter La Jungla.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Listen, they got to get beat in the first round, and then whoever they play in the second round needs to be mental boomed, and then they'll play hard showers. I'm calling it right now.
In all honesty, I think them going ghosts was probably the best thing they could have gotten.
Because they don't have to deal with them later, I don't think.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
Like that's your one
wholeheartedly.
loss out of the way. Honestly, I might even just forfeit that set and save my mental, bro. Like, just be like, yeah, they're gonna beat us, bro. Like, it is what it is.
So is this accurate?
but
Is
yeah.
this going ghost versus... That doesn't make sense. So they've actually scuffed it, is what they've done. They've done...
no.
This can't be accurate. Is this based on points?
It has to be, yeah.
I
Because
think it has to be.
because what it is like going ghost versus Lahungla, but going ghost is the 5th seed, Lahungla is the 6th seed. Going ghost has 13 points, Lahungla has 8. Like I don't know what this thought. I don't know why you wouldn't just do. Yeah, so this is gonna be it. That's gonna be it right there. Is those matchups. I don't understand that thought process, but sure, man.
It's all points. It's all points. It's all points.
It's all point based. I see.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Okay.
So points mattered that much.
I guess. So that's it. So we'll see those matchups go up against each other. I
That's
think.
huge.
Yeah. So it's right here: Blood Wardens versus Wailing Banshees, Angels versus Bards, GG versus Lahungla, and then Heartshires versus Big Scary Dark. Really quick. Let's do a rapid fire. Who is winning each set or each game one? Blood Wardens versus Wailing Banshees. Go.
Blood Wardens.
Blood Wardens, yeah.
I'm also going to give it to Blood Wardens. I just lost it. Where'd it go? Angels versus Bards. I'm going to give it to Angels.
Bards.
Going Ghost versus Hungla. I think we all agree. Just GG right away.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah.
GG, go next.
Heart
Chelsea, check it
Showers versus Big Scary Dargans. I'm going to say Big Scary
This one's a light
Dargans.
poster.
I'm going to agree with Spirit Book. Big Scary
Yep.
Dragons.
I think that's probably the correct choice. However, I'm a disruptor. I'm going heart showers.
All right, fair enough.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, that's gonna do it for us here on the Warriors of Albion Green Room podcast. We did it. Another episode in the books. That was episode 9. If you want to support us, we're on youtube.com/spiritedbook, where I upload all the episodes the day after they're recorded live here on twitch.tv/spiritedbook. Also tune into twitch.tv/chaotic Hydra when he can get his stream up and running. Very unfortunate
yeah, true.
this week that it did not work. But yeah, and then huge shout outs to our guest for this week, ECBinsen. Thanks for coming on, man.
you go.
Very appreciated.
You're what? Thank you for inviting again. Pleasure to be here.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
And so I think that's it.
it,
Yeah, stay
Wrap up.
tuned for more content. I know I'll be streaming. I'll probably try to stream Ascension next weekend when it comes up. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us. And we'll see you guys next time.
The OSL channel.
We maybe I think they're gonna try and use it live. We'll see. If they let us. Yeah, they'll probably do their own stuff for like 6 o'clock and 3 o'clock. We'll see.
True.
But yeah, we'll be back here next time, same place, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays afternoons. So we will do that. We're going to go raid over to the Olympus Smite League. So go say hi to them for us. And we'll see you guys next time, same place. Take care, everyone.
Peace out, guys.
Yes.